In this video, we will be doing literal equations, and literal equations are very similar to linear equations. So this first example, we're going to be solving for a. So here, we want to solve for a, so we want to isolate a. So b is being added to a, so we'll just subtract b from both sides. And b plus b and minus b cancels out, leaving a by itself. And then here, the beautiful thing about literal equations is you don't have to do any calculations. You just write it down, c minus b. And you're done. Okay, let's look at the second part of this question. We're solving for a. Again, r is being added to a, so we're going to subtract r from both sides. So r's cancel out, leaving a. And then we have q minus r. So once again, we don't have to do any calculation. It's just q minus r. Here, we want to solve for a again. Here, a is multiplying against b. So to isolate a is multiplying against b. So we just divide both sides by b. So that gets rid of the b's here and isolates a. So a is equal to f over b. Okay, this last example, this really reads x over a is equal to y. And we want to solve for a. So there are two ways of doing this. We could put y over 1, and we could do cross multiplication this way. So that gives us x times 1, the numerator from the first fraction, times the denominator of the second fraction. And the denominator of the first fraction times the numerator of the second fraction. So then here we'll have 1 times x is x equal to ay. Again, a is multiplying against y, so just divide by y. And we have to divide both sides by y. Y is what cancel out, leaving x over y equal to a. Okay, so that's one way of that's one way of doing it. The other way here, if we have x over a equal to y, we could say, well, the LCD is equal to a, and so multiply both sides, multiply all terms by a. And here, a would cancel with a, leaving x equal to ya. Again, y is multiplying times a, so divide both sides by y. So x over y would equal to a. Okay, so those are the two ways you can do it. You can find the LCD and multiply each term by the LCD. Or you could use cross multiplication. Okay, let's look at a second example. In this second example, we're going to be solving for x. And this first one here, ax plus x equal to t. So from this one, what I want you to learn is that a capital X is not the same as lowercase x. Okay, so in literal equations, if we have a capital letter, say a, is not the same as lowercase a. So if you're being confused by the lowercase x, you could probably replace it with like a b, right? So you could think of the question like this as ax plus b equal to t, and solve it that way. And then at the end, put back in the lowercase x. Okay, let's go back to the question. So lowercase x and capital X are not the same, so we could subtract lowercase x from both sides. So we have a capital X is equal to t minus lowercase x. By the way, we're solving for capital X, okay? So there's a lowercase x on the right. Let me make the capital X a bit bigger. And now here we just divide both sides by a, okay? Like this. So here x, large X, is equal to t minus lowercase x over a. Or this a belongs to both terms in the numerator, so we could write it as capital X is equal to t over a minus lowercase x over a. Okay, so either answer will work. Okay, so let me write this over again. Okay, so either way, especially if you have like a multiple choice test, you need to know that this is the same as this, okay? So, all right, let's look at the second question here. And here we're going to use distributive property. So we're going to have r equal to bx minus by. And now we could add by to both sides. Okay, now we have our total bar. So by cancels over here on the right. And then we have r plus by equal to b times x. We want to solve for x, so divide by b. Divide by b. So here that gives us x equal to r plus by over b, or we can have x is equal to r over b plus by over b, and here b and b cancel, so that'd be x equal to r over b plus y. Okay, so again, you have two forms of the same answer. So a multiple choice test, they can give you this as the answer. So you want to make sure that you know both versions of the correct answer. Okay, let's look at the third one. So again, we got to do distributive property. Remember, we're solving for x in all these questions. So here we'll have a, using distributive property, we have 2x plus 2y. And now we can subtract 2y from both sides. So here we have a minus 2y equal to 2x. And once again, divide by 2, divide by 2. So here, again, we have x is equal to a minus 2y over 2. Now, the 2 in the denominator belongs to every term in the numerator. So, or x is equal to a over 2 minus 2y over 2. And here in this last term, the 2's cancel. So that gives us x equal to a over 2 minus y. Okay, these 2's cancel here. Okay, so two versions of the same answer, and in a multiple choice test, sometimes they like to be tricky and they may give you that as the answer. Okay, here again, lowercase x and capital X are two different They're not the same. So bear that in mind. So now I'm just going to add t to both sides. So here t's will cancel out, leaving x, y, z equal to, I'm adding, so I could lowercase x plus capital T. Now I want to solve for capital X. Now y and z is multiplying against capital X. So divide by both y and z, okay? Divide by both y and z. So here we go, y and z. So y cancels, cancel, leave an x by itself. So capital X is equal to lowercase x plus t over yz. And once again, we could distribute it out, or x is equal to lowercase x over yz plus t over yz. Okay, this last example that I'm going to do requires greatest common factoring. So if you don't know greatest common factoring as yet, you could ignore this last example. So here on this side we have a capital 5x, and here we have bx, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to group the x's together on the same side. So here, so I'll just add 4y. So here I'll have 5x is equal to a plus bx plus 4y, okay? So, and now I wanted the bx to be over on the left. So subtract bx from both sides. So we have 5x minus bx equal, well, these cancel out, leaving a plus 4y. So here at this step, we have x, 5x minus bx, right? So if these were normal numbers, we could just do a subtraction and solve it that way, but we don't know what b is. So here, we'll just do greatest common factor. We have x common here and x common here, so you factor out that x, and then you have 5 minus b equal to a plus 4y. And now we're going to divide 5 minus b on both sides. So that gives us 5 minus b, cancel with 5 minus b. That gives us x equal to a plus 4y over 5 minus b. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.